Cafeaua cu lapte, eu dau la pat și muncesc cât 7, parcă sunt. Că când se ceartă într-una, eu mă jumă în fiș, o las să vorbească și plec să mă. Pișcături de muște, am pe mine o droaie, eu citesc și ea mă gâdilă la. Coatele-mi sunt roase de atâtea frecături, eu muncesc și ea se scarpină în. Curtezane 1000 și-a găsit în grabă, ia-se așa cu alții, eu fac numai. La bărbier te tunde, vezi că nu mai poci, când simți că te rade chiar și pe la. Flor la pălărie și-a pus măriuța, ea ar fi bărbatul dacă ar avea. Puțin tică minte să aibă ea, vă zic, n-ar sta zi și noapte cu nasun. Lingeria dânsii costă o avere, prin ea vezi ce are dama între. Păi cere câteodată, îndaci să o plimb, iese dezbrăcată și vrea numai. Limbă cu cartoafe și varză umplută, dacă nu-i fac gustul, nu vrea să se. Fură tot din casă, joacă la noroc, de mine nu-i pasă când eu dau la. Ciocolată și chiar cremă-i dau destulă, dar cu toate astea stă ca proasta. Putina cu brânză a rămas iar goală, ea se apleacă în față, mie mi se. Scoală până și morții când face scandal, crede despre mine că o am de. Calul de bătaie, am ajuns măinaie, face hărmălaie când mă linge. Coatele-mi sunt roase de atâtea frecături, eu muncesc și ea se scarpină în. Coatele-mi sunt roase de atâtea frecături, eu muncesc și ea se scarpină în.
Suspect. You are correct. That's no film. That's a movie.
Filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
That's right, Carson. We got the boys filming back there in stage 12. As you can also tell from the telltale mural on the front-hand side of it there. Now, folks, at the bottom of the hill, when we turn the curve here, you're going to on your right-hand side. Now, we use this area mostly for exterior shots, which are scenes that take place outside. Maybe they happen out on the street or in front of a building, and you're going to see when we get in there. We got plenty of those to choose from. However, what you might be surprised to know, Bruce Almighty.
Where's the dog?
I'm in the shower.
Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good.
Oh, you're done now. Great.
B-E-A Beautiful.
Down of Hill Valley. If you've ever seen the movie Back to the Future.
It was actually the back lot at Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax to Back to the Future.
I had scenes up at the clock tower on
Rolling down next is called New York Street. It's probably not going to take you guys very long to figure out why. See, this is where we usually shoot scenes that are supposed to be set in New York, and we don't really feel like flying everybody all the way over there. And it's pretty authentic down here. We got all our own theaters. You're going to notice theaters off to either side of you, actually, the set in. I know we also got over here on your right a big blue glass business building. That was featured in The Amazing Spider-Man. That's the building Spider-Man and the lizard guy fought on top of. So next time you see that movie, you can say, hey, I know that building. Met him at Universal. Here's Mr. Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. And it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3...
making about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
Okay.
Well, speaking of... Alright, folks, well, hang on to your hats, because it looks like our next destination up ahead is going to be a jungle island just off the coast of Costa Rica.
Welcome to Jurassic
Thanks! As you guys might have guessed, we're going to see some of the props and set pieces from those Jurassic Park films in here. In fact, folks, earlier today they had some of the dinosaurs out here in these nice snuggly cages, which are now conspicuously empty. Wonder what that means. Well, you know what? Don't worry about it. We got plenty more to see in here. For instance, over on your left-hand side, you are going to see one of the biggest picture cars on the lot. It's the Mobile Lab Unit, which you might recognize from this very scary scene from Jurassic Park.
High chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Isla Nublar. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neck of the lot.
No way. Al gets a little enthusiastic sometimes there, folks. It looks like a beautiful afternoon to me down here in Old Mexico. There's your flash. That'll wake you up in the morning, huh? Now, like I was saying, they do a lot of filming down here in Old Mexico. Even a Lady Gaga music video recently. That was pretty cool. Now, every now and then when you're down here filming, the flash flood there just cannot contain itself. It just has to get in on a piece of the action. Well, now we're going to take it from Old Mexico to the Old West. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Six Points, Texas, one of the oldest parts of the Universal lot. Now, believe it or not, a lot of these sets were built all the way back in the silent film era when, as you might guess, Westerns were pretty popular. Now, they still do use them, however, to this day. Here's something a bit more recent that's shot here at 6 Points. Points got its name. You see, as I mentioned, a lot of these sets were built all the way back in the silent film era when Westerns were all the rage. They couldn't get enough of them. Well, back then they didn't have to because, see, since all the movies were silent, there was no sound interference to worry about. So they could shoot as many Westerns as they wanted, all at the same time. And they did. They went crazy. They built 6 different Western streets down there at 6 Points, Texas. And each one had its own bank, saloon, jailhouse, everything you need for a good Western. And they just shoot them all at once, one right next to the other. In fact, back then, the other cool thing about not having to worry about sound is that movie, boy, you might wonder. Well, folks, it all comes down to a very complicated process called changing the language on the signs.
Je m'appelle Jimmy Fallon. Je veux avoir été baguette. Non, sorry, non! Hallo, ich bin Jimmy Fallon. Karl Schnitzen. Ich glaub, this geht auf mich.
I'm sure she did too. Well, guys, if Little Europe here looks familiar to you, it actually may be. It's been used in movies like Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, as well as 2 of its sequels, and TV shows like True Blood, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Heroes. Now, speaking of TV shows, folks, we actually got one shooting right around the corner here. It's going to be in a little house with a yard we're going to drive past, so you'll probably recognize it when you see it right up here. But I'm a little louder than everybody else, so I'm going to actually have to jump off the mic for just a few moments so I don't show up in the background of this show. It's a show called Home and Family, shooting up in the house right ahead. So I will be right back, guys. Here, thank you guys for your patience in our quiet zone there. That was a TV set for Home and Family on the Hallmark Channel. And now you're going to see the inside of one of our sound stages. stages here. And this is one of the very few two-story sound stages that you're going to find here on, oh my goodness, woo! Universal. Yeah, it's supposed to be closed because they've had some kind of a shark problem or something, but we figured they got a police diver named George out in the water, so what could go wrong while he's out there, right?
The beach.
We're picking something up. It's really big, and it's headed your way.
Uh-oh.
I want those men out of the water now.
All right there, George. Well, you may want to hop on some music. That is never a good sign in the movies. Uh-oh. George never listens. Oh, no. Oh, awkward. Folks said it's either a dolphin on steroids or one of those pesky sharks is making his meal at George. Oh, shield your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the humanity. Well, you know what? Don't worry about it, though. Remain calm, because Kelly and I have got this under control. We're just going to pull up here. Hey, folks, can you please keep your seats here? Just remain seated, remain calm. Everything should be just fine. All right, folks. If someone next to you is standing, can you please ask them to go ahead and take a seat? We cannot pull forward until they do, actually. There we go. All right, thanks so much, guys. Now, on the set of Jaws. You see, they say he showed up his very first day on the job and expressed his thoughts on the whole project by sinking to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. And it didn't get much better from there on out.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited and waited. The shark worked well enough. For a while there, I had to face it all time. So I really owe the shark a lot.
Well, now, folks, we are about to take it down one of the most famous streets in all of America. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives.
Next morning, Edie Britt decided to announce her return to Wisteria Lane.
Okay, you're not going to believe this, but she's back.
Edie, is that really you? You know someone else my age with bloody like this?
Well, what happened to your tenant?
He came into some money and decided to move. We thought, what the heck? Let's move back. We? Oh, you don't know. I have a husband now. Really? Whose?
All right, folks. Well, now the cool thing about all the houses of Wisteria Lane here is these are all what we call practical practical sets. Meaning not only can you film on the outside here, they do actually have an inside, which you can use for filming as well. Unlike some of those facades we saw earlier down in the Metro sets. Now, if you would have come down here when they were filming, you would have seen a ton of wisteria plants covering wisteria.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
What the heck? Let's move back.
See, not only do they got to keep a lookout for the Grinch around here, but man, this guy that lives up here next to him's a bit of a psycho. That's right, as we round the curve here, you're going to see the Bates Motel and the Psycho House from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Lately at the Bates Motel, here it's pretty cheap. Let's check with Norm and see if that's true.
Oh, we have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
Ah, there you go, folks. So I hear they've had some pretty rough... well, you get another time in your life at the top of the hill here, because I got to tell you, we got... All right, Tom Cruise, you don't got to tell us twice. We are in and rolling on out of here. Now, in case you guys were wondering, that is an actual 747 airplane. I'm taking one for the team, huh? Now, folks, after all that damage and destruction, though, I say it's time to relax. And what better place to do that than this nice, tranquil cabin coming up here? The whole thing and use it many times for scenes that need to be shot out on the water.
Just Jaws!
Cafeaua cu lapte, eu dau la pat și muncesc cât 7, parcă sunt. Că când se ceartă într-una, eu mă jumă în fiș, o las să vorbească și plec să mă... Pișcături de muște, am pe mine o droaie, eu citesc și ea mă gâdilă la...